Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And today's video I'm going to be talking about national park alternatives. So national park, or alternatives to the busier national parks. And what I mean by this is, like, we already know this year that the national parks are crowded. A lot of them here in Utah are just overcrowded to where the park has been because I know Arches has been like closing at like 7:30 daily because it's already crowded. It's already at full capacity. So I'm here to give you guys nice alternatives to the 10 most visited parks in the 10 most visited national parks. So let's get on with the video. And first of all, to start, we have the 10 most visited national parks in 2020. I tried pulling up to 2019, but I can't find that, so we're using 2020. 2019 data would be a bit more nicer because, well, COVID didn't happen in 2019. So everything didn't shut down in 2019, but at least gave us a nice set of data. But first of all is the Blue Ridge Parkway. So the Blue Ridge Parkway is it's a parkway that stretches from the Great Smoky Mountains to Shenandoah National Park. I'm just making sure it's... So basically, if you like the Blue Ridge Parkway, check out Shenandoah National Park. Pretty much is at the northern end of the parkway, and also shows off great parts of the Appalachian Trail. Or Appalachian Mountains. I mean, it's counting how many people are driving it annually. So basically, it being the #1 park in 2020 really doesn't make a difference because, well, you get to drive it. So, like, if you still want to, like, it's still kind of a good park to visit this year, but Shenandoah is the alternative. Next up is Golden Gate National Recreation Area. This one's located in San Francisco, and if it's located within a city named San Francisco, it's gonna be crowded. So Golden Gate National Recreation Area, if I had to give an alternative to that one, I would probably say try Point Reyes National Seashore. It's not a national recreation area. It's a seashore just north of San Francisco. Sorry, I had a bit of a brain fart there. But it has very beautiful, and like depending on what time of year it is, you can see elephant seals, and a variety of wildlife. So on to the next part. Next up is Lake Mead National Recreation Area in Nevada and Arizona. It received about 8 million visitors in 2020. And the alternative I would recommend for Lake Mead would actually be Glen Canyon. It's in Arizona and Utah. It's on the border. It's another lake. It's a popular one. It's basically it's kind of expensive to go there, but it is a great alternative to Lake Mead, especially since at the moment Lake Mead is currently in a drought. It's currently at a record low for water height. So there's that. Next up is the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which is the busiest national park, the most visited national park, with 12.1 million people visiting it in 2020. And so basically, my alternative for Great Smoky Mountains, I would say, would probably do Shenandoah. It's just up in Virginia. Not much further, but if not, do like Obed River or Big South Fork. Those ones are usually less crowded, and they're a bit more of a canyon, but those ones are very beautiful parks as well. Next up is the Chesapeake and Ohio Canal National Historical Park. This park is located in Maryland, D.C., and I think that's it. It's a weird park. It's very long. That's probably why it gets a lot of visitation. But my recommendations for a park to do instead of that is check out the National Mall. Or the Allegheny Bridge Railroad. Next up is Cape Cod National Seashore. If you like Cape Cod, you might want to try out Fire Island National Seashore on Long Island. Next up is the Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area. The park I'd recommend for this one is New River Gorge National Park in West Virginia. You can go rafting, New River Gorge National Park. Now on to the top 10 national parks, the big 63. So I already covered Great Smoky Mountains, like I said, Obed River, Big South Fork, Shenandoah, those are the ones. Next up is Yellowstone. My alternative for Yellowstone would be Lassen Volcanic National Park in California. It doesn't have any geysers. There is a fumarole labeled as a geyser, even though it's a fumarole. But you can see fumaroles and whatnot at Bumpus Hill and Sulphur Works. And not to mention there's tons of beautiful lakes, and also it is an active volcano like Yellowstone. So next up is Zion National Park. My alternative to Zion is Capitol Reef National Park. It's a lot bigger of a park and not as much people go to Capitol Reef. It's the least visited out of Utah's Mighty Five, as we like to say it out here. And it's pretty much a good mixture between history and geologic history. So a good alternative for Rocky Mountain National Park would be Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park in Colorado. So it's like a little bit further of a drive from Denver, but it's a very beautiful canyon, which is actually known for its darkness and not its beautiful colors like the Grand Canyon, which is why I actually really want to go there, and I might go there this year. Next up is Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. My alternative for this one is Glacier National Park up in Montana. It's a very remote park, but it's also very popular, so you can go and check that one out. Next up is Grand Canyon National Park. This one's a big park. My alternative for this park is Kings Canyon National Park in California. Kings Canyon National Park is located right next to Sequoia National Park, and the canyon is like even deeper than the Grand Canyon, and you can drive into the canyon. So it's a Kings Canyon National Park. For Cuyahoga Valley National Park, my recommendation for another park to visit would be the Dayton Aviation National Historic Site. Acadia National Park, my alternative for that park would be Catahan Woods and Waters National Monument. I think last year they received about 80,000 people. It's more of a remote park, but still beautiful Maine woods. So if you just like to stay in Maine, Catahan Woods and Waters. Next up is Olympic National Park. My alternative to this one would be Crater Lake National Park. It doesn't have a variety of things. It doesn't have a variety of different landscapes like Olympic, but Crater Lake National Park is a great alternative to Olympic National Park. And finally, we have Joshua Tree National Park. It's located about 3 hours outside of Los Angeles, and my alternative for this one would be Mojave National Preserve. It's located on the California-Nevada border. I think it's located in between Interstates 15 and 30. and you can access it by a 2-wheel drive vehicle, but if you really like off-roading, check out Mojave National Preserve. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any national park alternatives, you can feel free to leave them down in the description of like what park is an alternative for another one, because I would love to read those on what you guys think is a great alternative park to some of the big parks. So if you enjoyed this content, feel free to subscribe and like the video, and I'll have a lot more content like this talking about the national parks in the come. So thank you guys for watching.